Good morning to all for the AICT Pirana class under the scheme of SC/ST students for higher education's GATE. So in this session, we are going to see the topic of simple diode circuits and then applications of diode like clipper, clamping and the rectifier under the subject analog and digital electronics. So myself, S. Vijayanan, assistant professor, belongs to the EEE department, Irud Sengundar Engineering College. So in this session, we are going to see about the introductions about the diode, then analysis of the diode, then how we use diodes in the rectifier, clipper and clapper circuits by using op amp, and then finally we see about the comparators. So if we go for the introductions about the diode is the most fundamental and the simplest linear circuit element in the electronics field. If we call it as the, or we consider to tell as the PN junction diode. Among the many applications of diode, there is the one special design which is named as the rectifier, which convert AC signal into the DC signal is the most common applications in the electronics field. So rectifier and the inverter is the its most needed application for the many purposes. The piecewise linear model is used in certain applications of diode, namely clipper, rectifier, and comparator. Many more such circuits are possible with one or more diodes being implemented with them. So let me go for some analysis. The basic diode circuit consists of the voltage source in series with a resistor and a diode. Just a diode and the resistor is connected in series with the voltage source. The circuit may be analyzed properly to obtain the instantaneous current and the diode voltage. For such an analysis is to be done, the concept of load line and its effective use in various circuits has to be thoroughly understood. The concept of load line is absolutely essential one for the analysis of the diode circuits. So let's go about the rectifier. So already I said rectifier. So rectifier is nothing but which converts AC into DC. The rectifier is nothing but which convert the signal AC into DC. How the AC signal is converted into the DC. So let's let's check out the circuit diagram. So this is the basic circuit diagram of the rectifier. It has some components. So this is the primary voltage source. Then we using the transformer and then diode and rectifier. We know about each and every component working. So power source is nothing but the 230 volt voltage supply, 50x AC supply. So here we using the transformer. Transformer is used for the purpose of to increase and decreasing the voltage level depend upon the application. So we are having the two types of transformer. One is step up transformer, another one is step down transformer. So next diode and the resistance is connected in series with the diode. So diode has one important property which help to rectifying the circuit. In diode, we are giving the AC voltage supply. In AC voltage supply, we having the two components. For we take only one complete cycle. We having the one positive of cycle and one negative of cycle. So diode the property when forward bias is enter into the region of the diode, it will conduct. Suppose if the negative waveform is enter into the diode region, it ideal. That means it's in the non-conducting mode. So this is the beautiful property. By using this property, we can making the circuits of the rectifier. So now we go to the off-wave rectifier. In a off-wave rectifier, the output waveform occurs after each alternate cycle of the input sinusoidal voltage. Why we are represent here the sinusoidal voltage means we are applying the AC sinusoidal voltage to the circuit. The off-wave rectifier will generate an output waveform V naught between the time period interval T to T by 2. So there is a one complete cycle. If we take the first the off cycle, the region, the time period is 0 to T by 2. The negative region is another T by 2 to full T. That is the full cycle of the waveform, sinusoidal waveform. The polarity of the applied voltage VI is such that it makes the diode forward bias. So already we said one positive cycle is entered into the diode region, then immediately next another negative cycle is entered into the region, it vice versa. As the result, diode is turned on, only the forward voltage is entered into the region of the diode. So if the negative is entered, it becomes go to the non-conducting mode. Next, the simple operation is explained by using this diagram. So there is the two diagram. The upper part, that is the conductive region of the diode. The lower part, that is the non-conducting region. So first we look the diagram. The positive cycle, that is the voltage supply. We already said the positive cycle is entered into the region. The diode signal is positive to negative, that is in the state of forward bias condition. It acts as a on period, that is it acts as a switch. The diode work like a switch. So that is the switch is in the on mode, that is the closed path creating here. So once the closed path is creating here, the positive signal is enter into the low resistance RL, it becomes conducting. Therefore the V naught voltage V naught equal to VI, that is the how much input voltage is entered into the diode region, it will be in the fully conducting. So look at the waveform. So we draw the waveform to 0 to T, that is the time period for x-axis, output voltage for y-axis. For the period of cycle 0 to T by T, we getting the voltage Vm. So Vm equal the peak voltage. So this is called the conducting region of the diode. Now the next cycle, I mean the negative cycle is entered into the region. The diode polarity is reversed, that is minus to plus. So once the negative polarity is entered into the region, it acts as the open circuit, that is the switch is in the off state. So once the switch is in the off state, there is the non-conducting mode is happen in the region. So there is the no way to signal pass across in the resistance, so the output voltage is 0. So at the time period T by 2, there is the non-conduction of signal. So that period is called represent as the non-conducting region in the period T by 2 to T. I mean the 0 volt. So this is the work function of the rectifier. For the positive off cycle, it become conduct. For the negative off cycle, it is in the non-conducting region. So this is the off wave rectified signal. The upper part of the region is called the input signal. Okay, sinusoidal input signal. The lower part of the region is the off wave rectified signal. So this is the period 0, T by 2, T, it goes like this. For 0 to T, it becomes conduct. Sorry, the 0 to T by T, it becomes conduct. The another T by 2 to T, it becomes not conduct. For every alternate cycle of the positive signal, it becomes conduct. All the negative signal are clipped. I means is in the non-conducting mode. So this is the working function of the rectifier. I hope you will understand about the working function of rectifier with the help of the circuit diagrams. So next we go move into the full wave rectifier. So there only what is the difference between the off wave and full wave? There we are using only one diode. We done the operation of the off wave signal, but here we are using the two diodes. So that is the diode D1 and D2. By using these two, we achieving the full wave rectifier. So First, we check out the result of the full wave rectifier. Then only we know about the concept. Already we can study about the half wave rectifier. Look at this. This is the input signal. So the another one is called the D1 waveform. So the below signal is called the D2. So this is the finalized signal. Suppose if you are assuming this, we are using only one diode. We already see about the half-wave rectifier. We are getting the result like this. For the another signal, we are using the one more diode here. Here our concept is we are using the one more diode additionally to conduct the negative off cycle into the positive region. So we can put into the another diode. So let me check out the diagram changes in the previous slide. So we get the waveform like this. So this is the concept of half wave and full wave. In full wave, for each and every positive off cycle, it will conduct. For negative off cycle, it will conduct. For the full cycle is conduction. So that we call it as the full wave rectifier. For half wave rectifier, only the positive cycle is rectified. For the full wave rectifier, even the negative cycle also rectified into the positive region. So that is the full wave rectifier can be classified into two distinct types. First is the center tapped transformer full wave rectifier. It comprises of two off wave circuit. Look at this, there is upper part of one circuit, there is the another part of the circuit connected in such a manner that conduction take place through one diode during one half of the power cycle and through the another diode during the second half of the cycle. So here also the same, when the first positive cycle is entered into the region, it allow into the part of the upper part of the region, the diode D1 is conduct. So the cycle is look like this. They mean the signal is flow like this way. Clear? Suppose when the negative cycle is enter into the region, so once the negative cycle is enter into the region, the cycle is go like this manner. So that is the it's going to the B and then D2 again it will come back into the region. So here the negative cycle period is closed. So for every positive cycle diode D1 conduct, for every negative cycle diode D2 conduct, for alternate for D1 and D2 for every full the waveform is conduction. So this is called the full wave rectifier. Clear? Shall we move into the another? Yeah, fine. So next is the another type is called the bridge type full wave rectifier. In bridge type, the most important disadvantage of the center tapped rectifier is that use of heavy transformer with a three terminal at its output. That means we are using the center tapped transformer, so that we are using the three terminal. The center tapping may not be perfect in the most cases. So we go for the simple form of the four diode design that we call it as the bridge rectifier. Okay, so the bridge rectifier also working like the full wave rectifier, but it is the pattern is only the changes. So we are connecting the diode in such manner, we getting the full wave cycle like these waveforms. Okay. So the diode and diode D2 like this, the diode D3 and D4 like this. When the cycle is enter, that means the positive cycle is enter into the region, it goes into the A, that means A to D4 and then D4 to R, D4 to R, again D3 and return back to the region B. This is one cycle. Suppose when the another cycle is enter into the region, it goes along this way D2 and then R, D1 and get back to the A. So for every positive and off cycle, both the waveforms will be conducted, that will be the fully rectifier. So what are all the advantages of the bridge rectifier? In the bridge rectifier, a transformer without a center tap is used. So next another advantages is the bridge circuit requires a small transformer as compared to the full wave rectifier, giving the identical rectified DC output voltage. For in the case of the full wave rectifier, we are using the large power transformer, but in the case of the bridge rectifier, only the small transformer is enough to do the conversion operation. So the another advantage is called for the same DC output voltage, the PIV rating of the diode in the bridge rectifier is half of that of the full wave circuit. The bridge circuit is more appropriate for high voltage applications, thus making the circuit is more compact. So what are all the disadvantages of the rectifier? There is the two disadvantages of the bridge rectifier. So we are using the two or more diodes in the case of a bridge rectifier, as the full wave rectifier uses only the two diode, but whereas the bridge rectifier uses the four diode, we can do for it the entire operations. So the power dissipation is more when compared to the full wave rectifier. Hence the bridge rectifier is not efficient as far as low voltage are concerned. Suppose if you are needing the low voltage operation, so the bridge rectifier is uh, not be used for the purposes. So next we go to the comparators. So anyone know about the comparator? So what is meant by comparison? We compare any two person, that we call it as the comparator. Suppose if you are in compare any two signals, that we call it as the comparison. So that is called it as the comparators. We can compare the two signals. So once we compare the two signal, we getting the comparators, right? So now see the diagram. This is called the non-inverting comparator by using the op amp. So it has the, why we call it as the non-inverting comparator means the positive voltage supply, that is the V in, that is the V input voltage is given to the positive supply. The reference voltage is given to the negative terminal, that we call it as the non-inverting comparator. So the reference signal is given into the non-inverting terminal. So how will works? So now look at this, we having the some voltage terminal, that is the VIN, that is the input voltage terminal. VREF is the voltage reference terminal. Voltage reference terminal, that is V0 is the output voltage, RL is the load across the load region. So how we call it as in define the comparator? A comparator is a circuit which compare a signal voltage applied at one input of the op amp with a known reference voltage at the other input and produce either a high or low voltage depending on which input is higher. As comparator output has two voltage level, either high or low, it is not linearly proportional to the input voltage, right? So this is called the comparator. That is we compare the one known signal with the reference voltage signal. We can produce either high or low, right? So we having the positive reference voltage signal and having the negative reference voltage signal. So how the voltage level look like? Suppose if our input voltage signal, that is VIN, is greater than the reference voltage, the output level is will be in the saturation level, that is the VI. Okay, suppose if our input voltage is above the reference level, the output should produce the high level signal, that is the positive response plus VCC. Suppose if the input voltage is less than the reference voltage, the output goes to the negative saturation region and the output goes low. So this is consideration for the level of positive reference voltage. Suppose if we taking about the reference voltage as negative, we having the two options, we taking the positive voltage as positive reference signal or else negative reference signal. So both should be allowable. Suppose if you are taking your reference voltage is negative, I mean minus 5 volt or minus 6 volts, whatever may be the value, but it should be in the value is negative. Suppose if your input voltage VIN is greater than minus V reference voltage, the output of the comparator, that means in the positive V saturation, that means the output is goes high. Suppose if the voltage input is less than the negative V reference, the output voltage becomes minus VCC, that means the output is goes in the negative region. So this is the way of working in the non-inverting comparator. So now check out this is the diagrammatic representation. So the diagrammatic representation of input and output waveform of the comparator. So there the 0V, the top signal is called the input signal, the bottom is called the output signal. So now look at, we are drawing the waveform in the time as taken as x-axis, and V I is the input voltage signal. Your reference signal is should be around here we take some example 3 volt, right? If you are taking the 3 volt, if the input voltage is greater than, that is the VI is greater than V reference, that means our output signal is in the range of positive V saturation. Suppose if our input voltage level is less than the V reference, our voltage level is in the negative V saturation, right? This is the positive waveform if you are taking the reference value as positive. Suppose if you are taking our reference value as negative, that means the minus V reference value, the waveform like this. So suppose our negative V reference value, suppose we take minus 3 volt, we getting the output voltage as the positive V saturation, right? Suppose if our VA is less than minus V reference, we getting the negative V saturation. So this is the waveform conclusion of the comparator, right? Once check the table column. That is positive V reference. If VI in greater than V reference, the output is positive V saturation. Suppose if our input voltage is less than V reference, our output is in the negative V saturation. This is for the case of positive, right? Suppose if you are taking our reference voltage as negative, if your reference voltage is negative, if the input voltage is greater than minus V reference, the output is positive V saturation. Suppose if our V input voltage is less than V reference, that is called the negative saturation. Next we go into the inverting comparator. Can anyone find the difference of the inverting and non-inverting comparator? The only difference is the input voltage is given to that means the input signal is given to the inverting terminal. In the op amp, positive is the non-inverting terminal, negative is the inverting terminal. When your input voltage is given to the inverting terminal, we call it as the inverting comparator. If your input is given to the positive terminal, we call it as the non-inverting comparator. Then the operations are vice versa, same. Shall we go into the tabulation? So right, so the reference voltage we taking as the positive V reference. Suppose positive V reference means we taking our voltage as plus 3 volt, right? If your input voltage is less than V reference, the output is in the level of the V saturation. If your input voltage is greater than V reference, the output voltage is in the negative V saturations. So this is in the case for the positive reference voltage level. I mean 3 volt, 4 volt, 5 volt, 6 volts, but the voltage level is in the positive. Suppose if your reference voltage is in the negative level, I mean 3 voltage, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, the description and output level become different. If your input voltage is less than minus V reference, the output voltage in the positive saturation mode. Suppose if your V input voltage is greater than minus V reference, the output voltage is minus V saturations. So this is the tabulation for the inverting comparator switching table. Now check at the waveforms. Look at the waveform. We are taking our reference voltage as the positive. If the reference voltage is positive, I means Vi is greater than V reference, the output is in the negative V saturation. Suppose if our Vi is less than V reference, our output is in the positive V saturation mode. Clear? So this is in the case of the positive waveform. So this is if you are if you are choosing your reference voltage as negative. Look at this diagram. We are taking our reference voltage as minus 3 or minus 4, whatever may be. Here we take, imagine minus 3 volt as the reference. So minus 3 is greater than or V input voltage, it becomes the output goes to the negative V saturation. Suppose if E is less than means it becomes the positive V saturations. So the comparator is the operation only the compare the input voltage with the standard reference voltage level. So depend upon these comparison, either the output is in the positive saturation or negative saturations. It depend upon the reference voltage. So now look at the comparison between the inverting and the non-inverting. So this is the practical comparator value. So our reference voltage is, maybe we can adjust, so we can using the potential divider, right? So see here, so the practical it becomes the voltage is either negative, positive until 0. So whatever may be, we can adjust the reference voltage level. So we can using the potentiometer here. So our practical comparators look like our reference voltage we are given providing to the system is the, it's a variable voltage level. It's in the positive level. At the same time, we are also may giving the input as the negative voltage level. It's maybe plus or minus V. So this is one of the applications of the comparator. This is this application name is called as a zero crossing detector. We can finding the zero crossing value by using the comparator. So here only one thing we are doing. So here what we are doing is that we are referencing the, or we are fixing the reference voltage value as 0. Once you are fixing the reference voltage as value as 0, we find outing the value of the zero crossing level of the signal. Clear? Remaining operations will be same as we see in the previous level one, comparator, non-inverting comparator and the non-inverting comparator. Here our the input voltage, the top signal is called the one positive cycle, one negative cycle, one positive and negative. We fixing the voltage, that is the reference voltage as 0. So here the reference voltage as 0. So this is the center signal. So the obviously the signal will getting the like this. For positive, it becomes the negative saturation. For bigger negative, it becomes the positive saturation. It's still going to the continue. So this is called the 0, right? This is vice versa. This is the zero crossing detector for the inverting. How can I am saying this is inverting? Because the voltage supply is given to the negative terminal of the op amp. But here the voltage terminal is given to the positive terminal of the op amp. The operations will be the same. We are fixing the reference voltage as 0 for the both case. Both will done the same operations. See. Okay. So this is the another applications of the comparator, that is the window or level detector, right? Can anyone have the idea how it will be working? So there is the three LED light indication. So one is for the red color, another is the green, and third one is called the yellow. We having the potential divider plus 12 volt and minus 12 volt with the help of the resistance connected. And another there is the potential divider. It will be shifting the values. This is the input signal. In the comparator, we always comparing the input signal under the known reference value. So now look at the diagram. Suppose when our input signal is less than 4 volt, clear? Suppose our input voltage VA is the less than 4 volt, the signal is enter into the region, right? Okay, so these 4 volts should be enter into the lower level op amp. So this we call it as the upper level, this we call it as the lower level, right? So this lower level op amp becomes triggered, this will be enter into the logical driver. The driver allow the signal into the corresponding LED globe. So once the level of the voltage level is less than 4, the yellow color LED will glow. Okay. Suppose if our voltage level, it should mean the range of 4 volt to 8, that is the 4 to 8. So both will be enter into the trigger. That means the lower level and the upper level comparator both be triggered and enter into the logical driver. Thus, getting the green color will glow. If the voltage level is more than 8 volt, only the upper op amp is triggered on and enter into the logical driver and the LED lamp red will glow. Clear? By using the signal comparison, we can find out the level of the, that means the voltage level, by means of the indication level, that means the our light glow, we can find out the which signal is entered into the pot. I give 1 minute to see the diagrams and tabulation. Just go through the steps. So that is the 4 volt, 8 volt, 12 volt. For 4 volt, the active amp is, that is lower amp. That is the lower amp. Suppose if your voltage level is 4 to 8, both will be the active. The indication light is green. Suppose if your voltage level is greater than 8 volt, only the upper amp will glow. The LED light red becomes glow. Clear? So we'll move into the another. So this is the time marker generator. It's very simple. We can giving the input signal to the inverting signal, right? This is the input signal, that is VA is our input signal. We giving the op amp, our op amp as the pulse signal, right? It is the pulse signal, right? That is the V naught equal. This is the output at the point of V naught. So after the V naught, we having the CR combination, that is the differential circuit. Okay, well, it's work as a differentiator. It have some other concept, but now you can just know when the signal is entered into the combo of the capacitor in series with the resistor, it becomes the differentiated signal. So once we enter into, so V naught is pulse signal. This pulse signal is entered into the differentiator. So our V dash becomes like this, differentiator output signal. So for this differentiator output signal, after we are using the V dash, we are using the diode. Obviously, we know what is the use of diode. Diode only for conducting the forward bias. So reverse bias, it is in the non-conduction mode. So every positive cycle we getting the output pulses in the load across the VL. For all the negative cycle, it becomes non-conducting mode. So this is called the time marker generator circuit and its associates waveforms. So input signal, it in the point of Vi, this is the input signal. So the second waveform is V naught, output at this point, the waveform like this manner, that is the pulse waveform, and then V dash, the third signal is the differentiator output, because the combination of the CR, that is the capacitor and the resistor, it becomes the differentiator. It works as a differentiator, and finally this is the VL. So it works as the output signal. Before the VL having the diode. So diode is allowable only for the forward bias. It won't allow the negative bias condition. So we clip all the negative regions. See. So this is called the time marker generator. So these are all the some applications about the comparator. So what are all the things? Time marker generator, Windows level detector, non-inverting zero crossing detector, and the zero crossing detector. These are all some practical applications of the comparator. Next we go into the clipper, right? So what is meant by clipper? So the clipper is the circuit which are used to clip off the unwanted portion of the input voltage above or below certain levels. So that is called the clipper. At some part of the inputs get clipped off to produce the output is called as the clipping circuit. It is also having the two types, positive clipper and the negative clipper. If the reference voltage above the reference voltage is clipped off, it comes under the category of the positive clipper. Below the reference voltage is clipped, we call it as the negative clipper. We having just explain only about the positive clipper. The negative clipper is the vice versa. So now see the diagram. We are using the. Can anyone say this is the inverting or non-inverting? Our input signal is given to the positive region. So this is called the non-inverting clipper, right? And then one diode we are using here, and then resistor under the V reference. Can anybody have some idea how it is working? The clipping level is always determined by the reference voltage. I have already said the clipping level, how much signal we have to clip, it in the deciding parameter is the reference voltage. The reference voltage is obtained from the positive supply voltage VCC or negative supply voltage minus VEE. Suppose if you are taking as the example, in the positive off cycle of the input, suppose if the positive off cycle of the input is entered into the op amp, the diode D conducted till Vin is V reference. The diode D1 is allow for its conduction only the voltage level Vin is equal to the V reference value. Suppose if the Vin is less than the V reference value, the diode D become the forward bias and the op amp act as the voltage follower. So hence the output voltage V naught is same as V in. Clear? Shall I repeat once again? Assuming assuming positive off cycle of the input, the diode D conduct till V input is equal to the V in. When the V in is less than the V reference value, right? When our input voltage is less than the V reference value, the diode D becomes forward bias and op amp act as the voltage follower. Hence the output voltage, hence the output voltage V naught is same as and the input voltage. But suppose if our V input is greater than the V reference, suppose our input voltage is greater than the V reference value, the diode D become the reverse biased conditions, right? At that time, it becomes open. This open the feedback loop, and due to this the output voltage V naught remains at Vf. The entire waveform about the V reference get clipped off. At that period there is the no cycle is allowed to for its conductions. So this is called the positive clipper. Suppose if our negative waveform, we add to in the negative clipper means below the reference value, all the portions becomes clipped. Clear? So the things about the active clipper circuit. So next we go into the clamper. So what is meant by clamper? Before going to the clamper, sometimes we have to add DC level to the AC output voltage. We have to maintain the value. So at that period, we need some clamper circuit. Uh, how to say? Sometimes it is necessary to add a DC level to the AC output signal. These circuits which are used to add DC level as per the requirement to the AC output are called the clamper circuit. In that clamper circuit, we just adding the voltage level to the signals. Clear? If the clamped DC voltage is positive, the circuits are called as positive clamper circuits, and if the clamped DC level is negative, the circuit are called as negative clamper circuit. Now we are seeing only the positive clamper circuits now. Can anyone have the idea about the positive clamper circuit? Any idea? We are using the V input, that is the V in is given to the negative terminal of the clamper, and then output say we are using the diode D, and CR combinations we are using. Okay, when the input voltage is first time negative, right? That means when the input voltage is the when negative voltage is enter into the cycle to the system, right? When the input voltage is first time negative due to the inverting mode of the op amp output is positive. This turns the diode, making it the forward biased condition. At that period, the capacitor charging the peak value of the negative cycle of the input with the polarities as in the same. The polarities, can anyone say about the polarities? That means the first there is the negative and then positive. Clear? Shall I repeat? When the input voltage is first time negative, because this is the inverting mode of the op amp, so that the output of the op amp is positive. So at that period, the diode D is conduction. So due to this period, the capacitor G is charged the peak value of the negative cycle. Clear? So just beyond the negative input peak, the diode become reverse biased and stops conducting. It becomes the open, because suppose in the voltage level is goes beyond the peak negative level, it becomes the open circuit. Hence the output voltage is sum of the input voltage and the capacitor voltage. That is the sum of the input voltage VDC and the capacitor voltage, that may be the addition of the voltage, that is V out equal to V in plus additional voltage. Clear? So that is for lower level to higher level, the voltage level is clamped. Okay. So this is about the clamper. So clamper circuit, we are using the television receivers for the DC restorer. So today, I hope everyone has seen the concept about the diode and rectifier circuit and clippers and clampers. Thank you for the opportunity given to taking the session for the students. Thank you.